Okay, so it looks like it's another Friday night, and let me check. Yeah. Yep, there's cold beer in my hand. I think that means it's time for big guys and little chairs. We are your hosts. I am El Blanco Diablo. To my right, I got Captain Colonel, the ever popular, and, of course, the Dark Wizard, Sarcastro. How you gentlemen doing this evening?
Good, and you?
Great.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, tonight we got to discuss ourselves a serious topic. I know me and Sarcastro over here, we like looking through the YouTubes. We like, watching Star Wars videos. It seems to be a popular thing these days with the new line of movies coming out. And we came across a video, Darth Maul versus Luke Skywalker. Okay, I'm down for a good versus video. I definitely like that type of stuff, but I don't like it when they put Darth Maul over Luke fucking Skywalker.
I mean, they definitely. I think Maul has him in saber form.
I don't know about that. See, the parameters were, I think, a little skewed as well. Yeah, all non-canon things got wiped away, and unfortunately, that does not leave a whole lot these days. But they gave him the advantage in basically physical combat.
Yeah.
And one of the things that has stayed canon is the book Shadows of the Empire, where Luke beat down a top-of-the-line assassin droid with his bare hands.
Oh, it's Luke fucking Skywalker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the face of the effing franchise. I mean, what else are you supposed to say?
He is the face that runs the place.
I don't know how I feel about that matchup. I mean, if we think about training-wise, Luke didn't have as much training, depending on when we're talking about. But Luke didn't have that much training. He had to train himself. So Darth Maul might be a little bit more refined.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is the limited time from, New Hope till Returns of the Jedi. We can honestly say at Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker might have actually been more accomplished than Obi-Wan Kenobi in terms of power. So if you're going to give limited time, you have to give Darth Maul that limited time. And let's not forget, a Padawan learner chopped him in half. I don't give a shit about distractions. He should have been a trained assassin, trained by who else? Darth Sidious. And should have been able to handle a boy with a fucking pigtail hanging off the back of his head.
I agree. I mean, Luke has proven himself. He's beaten Darth Vader, so I think Luke would have the upper hand over Darth Maul. I just don't think Darth Maul would win.
Well, a lot of people bring up the argument that Darth Vader was holding back against Luke. But I mean, even in the comic book adaptation of Return of the Jedi, the original comic book, they state very clearly, and I actually pointed this out to Sarcastro, that it says plain as day that he is an equal, that he no longer has a power advantage over Luke.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, if you look at every time they squared off from Empire Strikes Back till Return of the Jedi, I mean, would you even classify Luke as being light or dark? I mean, he's more of a gray at the point of Return of the Jedi. Let's face it, he force chokes two pig people in the beginning, and while hardly even using his hands as concentration. I mean, is he dark? Is he light at the time? But he definitely channels some dark side energy there to kind of fuck with Vader. And who's to say Darth Maul, even though probably more acrobatic, better with, the saber, Luke would probably find his weak point with Shatterpoint and fuck him over.
I'd also like to point out that Darth Maul's only been in one movie. The only thing that's kept him going is a huge fan following. Fucking Darth Maul fanboys.
Okay, well, he was in the Clone
Oh,
Wars.
now I lit the fuse, huh?
Well, he was in the Clone Wars, and Palpatine does definitely wipe the floor with him and his brother. I mean, that was like, hey, yeah, I got a fucking counselor's appointment. Yeah, I got to go take care of something over here, and I'll be back to handle some canceling business. I'll be on time. Don't worry about it. Went there, definitely made Darth Maul his bitch, and flew back and became Emperor. So, I mean, he's definitely in the Clone Wars. He's definitely in Rebels. I mean, he's definitely still around. So,
I'm not saying he isn't
but
still
you're
around.
going to take 60 years of experience over what, 10 years? I mean, that's a little unfair.
But isn't Luke the chosen one? Isn't he
No,
supposed to be the
actually,
chosen one?
Anakin was the chosen one.
Okay, but Luke managed to beat the chosen one. So even if he was holding back.
I mean, the chosen one, all they were supposed to do is bring balance to the Force.
Okay.
At the time when Luke Skywalker was around, you only had Yoda, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan gets cut down by Vader because Obi-Wan finds that, the living Force thing. And he gets cut down knowing that he's going to still be with Luke, training him and Leia and all that crap. And then you got...
but let me go back on that point though. You said the chosen one's supposed to bring balance to the Force. Did Anakin bring balance to the Force?
He did. If you actually think about it, if there was not Maul, then there would have only been Sidious. At the time, you had a whole Jedi Council. So, with Anakin kind of jumping ship, becoming dark, being persuaded because of his love of, what's her name?
Amidala?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyways, so he falls in love, he kind of weasels his way in and kind of gets him to flip ship. Balances out the Force. The rule of two. Dark side restains balance, but then after, the series events, you got an unbalanced Force where there was definitely more Sith than Jedi.
That's what I'm pointing at. He may have brought in the balance for like a little while, but he definitely imbalanced it if you really think about it.
And hence, Luke Skywalker beats him.
Well, okay, we're grazing over a couple of things here. First off, Darth Vader was the chosen one.
Okay.
And I'm not sure who's doing the choosing, but they need to get their head out of their ass.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Because let me tell you, that was one hell of a roundabout route to balance.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he could have been. They thought he was the chosen one. He definitely is a very strong Force user, but he definitely didn't necessarily bring the balance. He brought a balance to a certain extent, but then the dark side took over. So really, he didn't bring a balance or maintain a balance.
Chuck the Emperor down a giant hole. I don't know if that how much more you can bring balance. Actually, he brought the balance all up and down his ass.
If anything, it offsets the balance because
and
there's only
he grabbed him with one hand and stumped him with the other.
But
which I'm fairly sure, if you wind back the tape, he shoves that stump up his ass.
If I think about it logically, Anakin has done nothing but imbalance the
little electricity running through his wires, huh? Tickling the bum a little bit, huh? Get a little sexy.
I just think.
I mean, you know, it's only gay if you're gay about it.
I just think Darth Vader did not bring any balance. Maybe for a little while, but then he just offsets it again, and then I just don't know. I just don't think he was the chosen one from the get-go.
I think he was. I think he was supposed to bring balance to the Force, in which he did, and then he served his purpose, and that was it.
So now we have a new chosen one?
Which would, in theory, is out an amount the many people on the internet and other Star Wars people out there. It would be Rey. One of the theories is she's a Force baby. You know, brought to bring balance to the Force. But who actually knows with J.J. Abrams and what he's actually planning? The man's a fucking genius in terms of strategical planning and keeping shit from the audiences. So, who knows where they're going to go with it. Although, I mean, if you actually look at Star Wars The Last Jedi, it's definitely in red writing. It makes you wonder who's going to turn Sith and who's going to go to the dark end. And, you know, maybe Luke Skywalker is the epitome of both ends. Stranded on an island for 30 years, learns the ways of everything of one of the first Jedi temples ever made, finds ancient Sith artifacts, learns about the Sith ways. He already knows about the Jedi ways. Who's to say he's not the epitome of power in terms of the Force? He's the living embodiment of the Force. That would also explain why Snoke is so fucking scared shitless of him. Anyways, off topic. I think Luke Skywalker chops Darth Maul in half because he's going to use Shadow Point and fucking find his weak point, and well, Darth Maul's going to have to like.
But the most important point is he's going to chop him in half the other way, the way it sticks. Oh yeah, he's going from.
You know, Luke's got a dark side to him, man. Just look how he handled those dark, you know, the pig people in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, he's going to cut him up sack first.
Oh yeah.
He's not
he
going to
just fuck around. Get him a little angry. Just say, "Man, I'm going to cornhole your sister." And the next thing you know, you got a lightsaber running up your asshole.
Yeah, but it's going to be weird when he yells, "If anybody's going to fuck my sister, it's going to be me."
Yeah, good point.
Goddamn Mississippi of the universe.
Did anything apart from the kiss ever happen between Luke and Leia?
Interesting fact. I think she did it out of jealousy to fuck with Han Solo.
What I'm saying is this. I mean, they only learned they were brother and sister in Return of the Jedi. Now, you can't tell me they didn't have, like, a rebel, like, Christmas party. Oh, sorry. Wookiee Life Day party. And, you know... the drinks start pouring. One thing leads to another. And next thing you know, it's like, no, it's okay. I'll just put in the tip.
I mean, that could happen, but I really think she kissed him to kind of get under the sheets of Han Solo there, to kind of get his blood boiling. Because he was
What's going to get under his skin more than, you know, letting his best friend, you know, basically.
If it wasn't for Leia, Solo would have never been kryptonite frozen or whatever, carbon
Kryptonite frozen?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going to whoop Superman's ass with him now, too?
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Let's face it, he could have went back to the huts and paid off his debts, but no, she had to be a typical bitchy woman and be like, "Oh, you leave it now," and blah, 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 blah. It's like, holy shit, Darth Vader's fleet just showed up and is bombing the piss out of our fucking base. I could be back for any other battle, but this one we actually have to run. Let me handle my business, woman. But instead, she, you know, kisses Luke to get him to, like, feel guilty.
Well, I mean, if she's just trying to make him jealous, then man, she would have played just a tip with fucking Chewie.
Yeah, she seems like a dirty slut that way.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna say she's not. You know, I don't know.
No, I mean, she's into that, man. I mean, just look. I mean, good lord.
Would you consider that bestiality?
No, he's definitely a like humanoid type thing.
But it would be like inter.
No, Chewie doesn't go into that type of stuff. He has more self-respect. But well, I don't know. See, okay, in Return of the Jedi, all of a sudden there happens to be a metal bikini that happens to fit her just perfectly, or she's saving her boyfriend. She had a backpack on. Was that just in there? It's like, oh man, I'm gonna get you outside this palace and like bang you in the hot Tatooine desert. And like, they're like, okay, let's, you know, we have a captive. What's the first thing you do? You search him. And they're like, oh shit. What the fuck was this bitch about to get up to? Well, hey, Jabba just holds up the outfit, and that's how that whole thing went out. So which brings us to the next point. You know, he's got all these dancing girls, Jabba the Hutt.
I like it.
Being a slug man, how would that work? Like, I mean, you don't see any, woohoo, no cash and prizes or anything. I mean, okay, let's bottom line.
He might just get
Jabba the Hutt, how does he fuck?
He might just get off of people like rubbing his like skin. That's why he has like more surface area. That's why he gets really fat. So he has more surface area.
Asexual?
Are you saying he ejaculates through the pores of his skin?
He might. People just jump on top of him, give him like big rubs, you know.
So is he the taker or is he the giver?
He's the taker.
Oh yeah, it's big guys, little chairs. It's Friday night. We hit the big issues. Yeah, Jabba the Hutt.
He's the taker.
Pitcher
he's
or
lazy,
catcher?
man.
Apparently he's the catcher. I imagine it's more like a snake. You know how they kind of got like the penises.
Well,
like,
it's like maybe
there.
it's like sea slugs where like they have both sets of like, you know, dicks,
asexual,
and like they duel with their dicks, and whoever stabs the other one gets pregnant.
They actually like have a dick duel.
Yes, yes, they do.
So they actually have like a lightsaber duel.
But those are the worm creatures. So those are worms. The one who stabs the other one wins the fight, and then inseminates the loser. and that guy loses.
So it's
his
like
dick
prison
and
rape.
becomes a female.
It's
That's a
prison rape.
hell of a loss, by the way.
It's prison rape.
Yes,
Well, without the prison,
but they were both voluntarily shanking each other.
Quite literally.
Sometimes if it gets down to the survival of the species, you know.
And then they,
But
sometimes they accidentally stab each other. It's like, oh,
Now you're
what
pregnant.
a funny situation. And it's the feel-good movie of the summer. It's gonna be the next Finding Nemo. Double fucked.
That sounds more like a porn than Finding Nemo.
Definitely is leaning in that direction.
With worms. It's fucking weird.
I don't know. Bottom line, Luke kicks Darth Maul's ass.
I think so.
Just raw power.
I think without going into all abilities. Okay, so by the time Maul actually faces Skywalker, let's say hypothetically, would be like what? He's 45 years into his career, let's say, and let's not lose focus here. That guy went fucking nuts for a good 10 years. So, I mean, is he stable enough to actually face a cool, calm, collected Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi? Not exactly at the peak of his power, but very close to it. Without getting into abilities, I think Luke Skywalker takes him. And
I just think
in a discussion.
Let's take this analogy. Darth Maul's ceiling is very, very low compared to Luke's ceiling. So if Luke is going to be anywhere near this peak of his ceiling after like a couple days of training, he's going to beat the shit out of Darth Maul regardless.
Well, he's only going to get better. I mean,
yeah.
He was at that age where he's only going to get better. Fighting tougher opponents was going to make him better. Hell, he already fought Vader one time. So, I mean, if you really think about it, I think, and then plus, you know, Lucas isn't going to have a, well, how do we put this? You know, the pre-trilogy character come in and wipe out the face of the franchise. I mean, seriously, it's Luke effing Skywalker, the son of Anakin Skywalker. I mean, Anakin Skywalker in his prime would have whooped Maul's ass, plain and simple. And let's face it, Obi-Wan Kenobi with like the little cute little pigtail thing hanging off his head as a Padawan learner cuts him in half. Say he's showboating all you fucking want,
It's
still
not
cuts
a
him in half.
pigtail. It's a Padawan braid.
Whatever. Pigtail.
Doesn't matter. It makes him look like a girl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go girl. I'd say hippie.
Okay, hippie's fine.
Are we good with hippie? Can we agree on hippie?
Yeah, he does look like he doesn't shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I don't know, and like the whole like I have earthy tones on and nice all natural fiber robe.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I like to be one with the nature.
I'm sorry, I'd respect the Jedi's more if they just wore some fucking blue jeans.
Yeah, that would definitely make him ask. Could you imagine Yoda in blue jeans? I mean, dude,
fucking Oshkosh Bagosh shit.
I mean, seriously, is that like the 3-year-old shit that you gotta buy at like Kids R Us or something?
I wonder, like he always seemed him getting around with the cane, and I'm just I wonder if like he gets around the Jedi Temple like a rascal. Yeah, the little little motorized carts with a little basket on front.
Well, I mean, he does get carried around by a Wookiee and by Luke, so I would think at that time he was probably like sick and tired of walking.
So he was using his position of power to seduce younger Padawans to carry him around the temple.
Seduce, I think, is a heavy word.
Not seduce, like you just like,
oh come on,
bitch, carry me. I'm older
like
and I'm.
priests. Let's just face the facts.
Oh,
they're not allowed to fornicate whatsoever. And here you are, you got a council of like high testosterone men just sitting around with a bunch of young females and males just kind of running around playing with their lightsabers. You cannot tell me not a single Jedi has ever thought about, man, she just turned 18. Those are some big old titties. Why the fuck were
because a really weird thought went through my head. Kiadi Mundi. The big headed guy.
Yeah. He had like the penis shaped head.
Move that thing up?
Oh god, that's some sick shit, man.
Hey, and while we're walking down that road. Oh man. I'm just wondering if that was like a punishment at like, you know, oh man, you didn't show up in time for Jedi formation. You get to be the bitch who like hauls Yoda around.
So it's like he uses like force levitation and just like squats him on his fucking head. But like it'd be like the Roman chair.
That wouldn't even be punishment though. He doesn't weigh anything. He doesn't weigh anything. How's that punishment?
Because he has a
Yoda.
fucking stick in his hand. He just smacks you in the fucking head while he does it.
Okay, fine. Then he smacks you.
Calls you his little bitch. My bitch you are.
Maybe someone
you like that wood on the side of the head, you do.
No, I would like to take back the Capri saying that might have been a little much, but
yeah.
Truth of the matter is, let's face it, what you hear about nowadays.
But if you really think about it, I don't think that would be punishment anyways, because they just make him learn more, because that's what.
Or they send you off into slavery to work the fucking fields.
Or you know, I mean, in the temple, it always seemed like you had like the younger kids, and you know, not all of them got to be Jedi. You know, a lot of them got sent off to be part of like, not slavery, but the agricultural corps. Yeah,
slavery. Call it what you will. I mean, seriously, if it wasn't for Qui-Gon Jinn stumbling across Obi-Wan, I mean, let's face it, Star Wars universe would have been a shit ton different.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because like Obi-Wan would be in a field somewhere, like trying to help beans grow.
Yeah. I'm a moisture farmer. Congratulations. That's great. You had like 5 years of force training and now you moisture farm shit for the Jedi. Congratulations. You are below standards of civilization.
What is it with people hating the word moist?
It is not a fun word.
Moist?
Yeah, people hate.
It doesn't bother me.
Some people hate the word moist. You can say it a lot of times, and it will piss them off.
Like negative connotations.
You just gotta go like moist,
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 moist.
Yeah, moist.
It doesn't bother me.
I'm not saying it would bother you, but I'm asking you. Like,
well, no. Okay.
Okay, Sean says it's not a fun word.
This
Why
is how
would
it breaks
you?
down. Good things that have moisture on them are wet.
Pussy.
There you go. I wasn't gonna say it, but that's why you're the Dark Wizard. Like, hey,
but that's also
this
why
frosty beer has a lot of condensation on it. It's wet. It's not moist. Moist is that fucking thing you find under the kitchen sink.
Not necessarily. I mean, moist could be a lot of things. Walking down the street in a rainstorm. Here comes a hot chick. Her shirt is moist from all the rain.
Oh no, that shit's wet.
Moist, because she's got an umbrella.
She has an umbrella. How is she moist?
Yeah, it's like from rain dripping down, like rain splatter and stuff. It's moist.
Since when does rain fall down straight? It never does. It'll come in at an angle. You'll get wet or moist.
You can move an umbrella around. It's in your hand. You can.
Yeah, try to dodge all those raindrops.
Yeah, I can.
I want to see you.
I am a world famous wrestler. I am El Blanco Diablo.
No, the White Devil doesn't count.
I don't know who that.
That's your name.
Yeah. I don't think it is.
Mm-hmm. Definitely your name.
But then again, I don't really speak Greek. So.
Well, I don't do drugs, and I guess we're on common grounds.
Another thing I was thinking at work the other day. We all remember the Ewok village, right? Up in the trees.
Are you talking about where they're like having that like crazy barbecue thing and they're planning on like fucking all the humans and eating them?
Well, no, they were planning on eating certain humans and then fucking other ones, which really brings up the question:
why would you want to be their ally?
What? Yeah, why aren't I just shooting them? First off, they're 3 feet tall, and like all the dudes are tied to stakes, getting ready to be eaten. But the one girl they found. Let's braid her hair and doll her up. There was some bad shit about to happen in that village.
Well, I mean, I imagine it's just like you go out into like some weird ass place that's been isolated for thousands of years or what have you, and then they come across a tall person and are just like, yeah, we're gonna beat the piss out of him and we're gonna eat his comrades.
I was actually thinking something different because I'm not sure if you guys ever saw this movie, The Great Ewok Adventure, made in like 1985.
Again, I don't do drugs.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they made 2 Ewok movies after Return of the Jedi. The Great Ewok Adventure and The Battle for Endor. In The Great Ewok Adventure, there was this giant that fucking, ruled over this cave area. And,
Was he a bear?
No, he was like, I don't know. Alf? You
Oh
remember
God,
Alf?
no. Yeah,
Now
I
think
fucking love that
Alf,
show.
but like 40 feet tall
That's fucked up.
and evil.
Because he was already fucked up as short as he was.
Yeah, I mean, now he's gigantic. So I'm wondering if they were doing like a King Kong thing, like, well, to keep him out of our business, we're gonna, give him this chick we found.
Oh, so
Even
they
though
were going to
she kinda
sacrifice
smells
Leia.
like slug sex.
They were going to sacrifice Leia to this giant thing.
Yeah,
And
eat the rest.
oh man, if they would have done that, man, Palpatine would have had what he wanted when fucking converting Luke to the dark side. Because Luke would have killed all of them.
Except the giant.
I'm pretty sure Luke would have killed the giant.
I don't know about that.
You
He had
would've
enough
found a
trouble with the
Dude, you got the
Rancor.
whole fucking rebel fleet sitting up in space. Bombard his ass to a fucking crisp.
The rebellion really wasn't into blowing up so many planets.
No, I'm not saying blowing up the planets. I'm saying blowing up the big, like, 100-foot creature.
40 foot.
40 foot, whatever.
It was something like that. It has been forever since I've seen that.
Seriously,
fucking
if that can't pop up on, like, high-speed fucking starship scopes, a big, giant 40-foot creature crunching through the fucking woods and jungle, I'm pretty sure the rebel frigates could fucking pick him out and sharpshoot his ass and blow him to oblivion. With Luke Skywalker, like, going, yeah, that's it, bitch. You're done.
Okay, so blow up giant with laser beams.
Honestly, I would just blow up the planet. Just get rid of them all.
Well, that's what the Death Star was supposed to do, but
That would have been great. Like the
what
first
about
thing,
the
like
fallout on Endor? How fucked up is that planet after the Death Star went up?
it would have been great. Like shit's still falling down from the atmosphere. I mean, that would do. It was in orbit. It got blown up in orbit.
Dude, it was a giant
Now,
nuclear blast up there.
A lot of the shit is just gonna rain down on fucking Endor. It is gonna be fucked up. But a bunch of shit is also just gonna sit up there in orbit. And not good orbit, like eventually it's gonna degrade and come down. So I mean it's gonna be like raining
A
metal
gravitational
death
pull.
there for years.
Right.
Also, you got to think about that debris fucking blocking out the sun. That would fuck up the ecosystem.
Dude, I'm just
Those
saying the whole
Ewoks
thing.
are so fucked.
I mean, maybe the rebels were like, hey, you know what? Yeah, they try to eat our people and they try to gangbang our princess, but, maybe we don't have to wipe them out as Mother Nature's going to do it for us. But technically not Mother Nature because we did blow up a giant moon around their planet.
Still think it would have been funny if they fucking finished the Death Star. Like, okay, Emperor, what's our first business? Shoot that fucking moon with little teddy bears on it. Fuck that shit. They ain't gonna exist in my universe.
Now, here's the question. In all the Star Wars movies, you don't actually see Ewoks until they get to Endor. If they would have blown up the planet, would it have impacted the Star Wars universe as much?
No, I don't think so. I think they're savages. They didn't want to leave their planet anyways.
Yeah, see? There you go. Fuck it. Kill them all.
Okay.
Because you can't expect every race to just join in on this whole worldwide, universe-wide.
What if they actually could have provided for the New Republic or whatever?
I don't think
Nothing.
anything. They seem like
Could
savages
you
and
imagine,
hostile.
like an Ewok stormtrooper? Seriously, do they
You
make
see like
armor?
fur like popping out of weird places on the armor.
I mean, do they make armor that big? I mean, dude, the blaster's bigger than the fucking Ewok.
I just don't think they provide anything, or nor do they want to join in.
But I will say this though: the Ewoks keep the females interested in Star Wars. Females love Ewoks.
They're cute and cuddly.
I don't know how the fuck you think those things are cute and cuddly though.
Well, not me personally.
No, not you, but I'm just saying in general.
I am stating in
They
general.
got the black beady eyes, they got the weird brown crooked teeth, and they're into some
They'll be
real
fingers.
yeah, they were like into real weird tribal shit. I mean, let's face it, Leia was gonna get gangbanged and then fed up to a giant.
Okay, so we're settling on gangbang then giant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on, they were putting her in a pretty dress. Where did they get the pretty dress from?
That is another really good question.
One of their prior subjects.
Oh man.
Okay,
Maybe
but
like
the giant just was like, I'm gonna take this bitch out of the dress, and then I'm gonna leave the pretty little dress here, and then I'm gonna eat her whole.
I really don't
Do you
see
think
him
they
doing
give-
that type of work. I imagine they like, okay, we brought you to this nice little cave in your pretty dress, and then they just like rip it off of her right there. Get in the cave, bitch.
Do you think they gave every female to the giant? They might have kept one or two.
Well, I mean, let's think. Okay, scientifically speaking, it's not as if they could actually breed with her.
No,
So
but that doesn't stop you from doing, you know,
I
something
mean,
with her.
they're gonna have their fun. They're
Captain
gonna-
Colonel, you're getting a little dark over there.
I just read a story the other day about an orangutan.
Do I really want to hear about
Not
this?
necessarily, but we're going there. You brought it up. We're going there. I read a story
Bullshit,
about.
he brought it up.
Okay, fine. Well, I read a story about an orangutan being held in a compound where guys could come in and just do what they need to do with that orangutan. And
I really hope that means
It
What the
took
fuck is an
Bond.
orangutan?
that monkey, chimpanzee or whatever.
Orangutan.
There you go,
Orangutan.
orangutan. There you go. I was trying to pronounce it.
Orangutan?
I was trying to pronounce it
A
German. God
Orangutan.
damn it. Anyways,
German.
orangutan. Anyways, so they were doing that shit there.
What
It
is
was a
orangutan in German?
He just said it apparently.
orangutan.
He just said it in German, and we're just typical.
That's
Americans.
just changing around the
And
pronunciation. That doesn't count.
It's German. Okay. Anyways, so it took them 40 police officers armed with AK-47s to get to that village to save that orangutan from prostitution.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is why.
No,
this is-
prostitution
No, they
kind of
used it.
denotes that the orangutan was getting paid.
No, just with food. Yeah, I mean you could say that you get food for presenting yourself to humans. That's a form of payment, isn't it?
No, that's
Oh, wow. We are not debating that. I am putting my foot
Okay,
down
second
right
thing is-
now.
I'm just calling it prostitution because
gang bang.
they did it in the same
gorilla.
building as other
And
females
first off,
were.
the orangutan is bigger than an Ewok.
Yeah, we're
Pretty
talking
sure
about the Ewoks
if
using.
if orangutan, like, okay, let's say we're gonna merge planet Earth in the Star Wars universe, hypothetically. Okay, now there's a bunch of people who sit there and say it's not possible. Well, that's fine. Well, this is in my crazy brain, and we're doing it just for this. And we get a crazy fucked up scientist that says we're gonna put an orangutan on Endor. That bitch is now king of the jungle, and we have the fucking Jungle Book all over again, minus like the panther and the fucking bear.
What about that 40-foot guy? Wouldn't he just fucking eat the orangutan?
Oh, but the Ewoks, they're not gonna fuck with an orangutan. They're gonna be like, oh shit. And that orangutan is gonna butt fuck everyone on that planet. Minus the 40-foot giant thing. Obviously. I'm just saying. Hypothetically, now let's go back into reality. Obviously, planet Earth cannot warp in the Star Wars universe, and that would never happen.
But on Earth, evidently, we can gang bang, gorillas.
Well, what? I completely just missed this whole thing. Is that what you're talking about? Everyone getting AK-47s to take down what?
To come and save the orangutan.
The
'cause
well-loved
Isn't this-
gorilla.
Isn't this why we have drones? I mean, we drop a Hellfire
Yeah, this
missile.
was in. I think this was in some underdeveloped country.
Yeah, that's why we have drones.
Or
The
Ohio.
Americans didn't go in there. It was the
Just because drones could fly undetected. Who's to say Americans?
the
aren't
Americans
there?
didn't care about one single orangutan in some whorehouse.
Well, I mean, granted, Donald Trump might like that. Probably not. Shouldn't have said that.
Okay, let's stay away from politics. Let's go back
Hell
to
yes,
fictional
no
stuff.
politics.
Let's go back to fictional stuff.
But my original point before we went off on the tangent of people, having sex with Princess Leia who are,
Ewoks.
Yes,
Small
Ewoks.
creatures taking advantage of Princess Leia. Who were about to... No, the middle droid was her god. The gay droid.
I don't know. Maybe she'd be into it. I mean, we were already talking about how she probably did something with Luke, and then did Chewie to get back at Han. I mean, at that point, teddy bear gangbang ain't that far out of the question.
She seems very kinky. I'll
She
give you
does.
that.
She was walking around with that metal bikini on.
In the desert, which don't you think that would burn the shit out of her tits?
Well, I know this.
Wasn't it
when-
like lined with cloth or something?
I really hope so, for her sake.
But it would still get super hot if it was actual metal.
Oh, yeah.
If you're really thinking about it, that shit would just, yeah.
burn in places you probably don't want to be burned.
It's like a reverse sunburn.
Metal bikini burn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, yeah, instead of having the outlines from the sunburn, you have like everything else is normal because she put sun cream on, but she got burned from where she was wearing the metal shit.
What I'm gonna say on that whole matter, put this thing to bed. Love it or hate it, that metal bikini is now part of pop culture.
Yeah, it is.
So people have made those metal bikinis.
Yeah, for cosplay.
To all our lovely viewers out there, somebody send us a picture of the inside of one of those goddamn bikinis so we can put this thing to bed. Padded or not.
It's padded.
I think that's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this, because, guys, do you own one of those?
What?
Metal bikini. Anybody?
Why would we have a metal bikini?
I'm a man. I don't need anything to hold up my boobs.
Yeah, but we're also in, serious relationships. Hell, Sarcastro's married. No, nobody, hands on the table.
Why would I put my hands on the table?
Just nobody. Nobody owns one. No. Nobody has a little bit of fun, huh?
No.
I mean, you're bringing this up.
Nobody
the deeper question is, why are you bringing this up?
He's the one wearing the mask, so I think that's why he's bringing it up.
I mean, do you have a metal bikini?
No. Kind of wish I did, but no.
Okay. There we go.
Hey, say what you want. That is like nerd dream right there. Get yourself a woman who doesn't mind putting that thing on during more familiar moments.
Are you gonna mind though when she decides to get freaky with that thing on?
I'd rather she take it off.
No, I won't.
Imagine if like something on your body gets caught in one of those metal clamps.
Sir, that part of my body is made out of iron.
Awkward silence.
But what?
You started it. Anyway, my original point. Anybody ever actually see a toilet up at that village?
Dude, they're in a giant fucking forest.
What I'm wondering about, do you have to
Seriously,
go down to,
shit and piss wherever you want to go.
They're way the fuck up there.
Well, yeah,
do you have to go all the way back down to take a dump?
No, they do it like the medieval times.
Piss right off the side.
Yeah, exactly. They do it like the medieval times.
Yeah, so there's just like probably a seat with a hole underneath.
Dude, imagine if you're walking on the ground.
Giant piles of Ewok shit underneath their villages?
Yeah, I sure hope they have designated areas.
Man, it must stink up there because all that.
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
It's like, man, how can you tell we're near an Ewok village? Whoo, because the wind is coming in our direction, and
just look up. Oh, there they are, and there's that one must have ate the berries.
Like creeping around underneath. Okay, how do we get in? And all of a sudden you feel something hard and just wet or moist smack you on the top of the head.
Moist is not a bad word.
Moist is a bad word.
No, it's not.
We are getting really off topic.
It's
with
just
this
another word.
word.
How are you going to get unsettled by a word?
Yeah, seriously,
moist.
It's moist.
Just say it.
A lot of good
You're
things.
the one who started it.
Yeah, I was just asking, why do people get unsettled about it?
Yeah,
because it has negative connotations.
How?
Just from the way it's been treated by society.
Okay.
Moist things are bad.
Some of the best moist things on the planet are the reason why we're here.
That is true.
Elaborate.
Nope. Anyone with a brain can figure that shit out.
That's wet.
Moist.
Or moist.
I don't know.
I mean, if you really think about it, it doesn't start off wet.
Well, no.
It starts off moist.
That's
I'll
when
give
you
him
gotta
that.
stand up and be a gentleman, and we're not going to discuss this.
Okay,
here.
we're off topic here. Let's go back into the Star Wars universe and talk about shit. Something.
We were talking about Star Wars shit.
We were talking, literally.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Man.
Ewoks are fucked up. Seriously,
How the
why
fuck
didn't they
did
just
we get from Luke Skywalker versus Darth Maul to Ewok pooping from their fucking penthouse fucking views?
That was kind of the whole premise of this podcast. We're going to start on one thing because, this is how shit happens.
Literally.
And, and the shit is moist.
It's moist if, they ate the berries.
Well, you're gonna be moist down there anyways. If you're thinking about it, you're walking around a fucking deep forest.
Yeah, it's like a
seems
rainforest, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
everything's
that's a
wet.
different issue, which is also bad. Who likes swamp ass? That's moist.
Is it moist?
A lot of things are moist.
If it was moist, I don't know.
Dude, if it's wet down there, you're talking like Moon River.
I think there's like a fine line between being moist and wet. There has to be a fine line.
Well, moist is like
Moist is condensation.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And if you're
moist
wet,
is like a sponge after you squeeze it out.
okay, if you
It's
have
like it's still wet, but
It's moist.
It's
and
moist.
if you have a swamp ass, your ass is like literally like just sliding back and forth because it's wet. It's not moist at that
Well,
point.
yeah, like a hot day in the summertime, like last summer.
Okay,
oh man, I was
topic
living
here,
with swamp
gentlemen.
ass.
Off topic. Let's go back into the Star Wars thing. This is we're talking about swamp ass now, and we got off subject.
Well,
Even though Yoda might have had swamp ass at one point, considering he was living on that fucked up planet.
He might have been moist at one point. He
dude,
had to.
everything
He's
on that
wa-
planet was moist.
Dude, he's probably moist all the time. I mean, let's face
A rash I have.
it.
Oh man.
Sweaty my bunghole is. Wish I had a Padawan to carry me around, I did.
He did have one in Luke, if you really think about it.
Oh yeah,
He was
you
a
know he
little
was
old.
thinking like the second Luke showed up, it's like ooh, I got me a new bitch to carry me around.
Man, he acted like that.
Oh,
too.
and he's gonna ask about that cave, and I'm gonna give the most cryptic response back because I just want that thing to fuck with his head. You ever think he became a little bit vindictive just sitting on Dagobah for like 30 years?
Dude, think about it. Okay, 900 years being alive, 900 plus years of being a Jedi, 900 years, to find out that they've been doing it wrong the whole time. Yeah, I imagine he could be a little vindictive.
I don't know, just like the seclusion of it. Like, I'm sitting on this planet. I'm like eating roots and shit because, well, honestly, nothing on that planet looked really edible. And I remember I had the Star Wars like illustrated encyclopedia. It's like, this is the shit he eats, and it's like roots and berries.
Well, I
That's
mean,
it.
Really think about it. You remember in the Clone Wars cartoon, he went on his like little
Yeah, his little
adventure.
walkabout.
His little adventure escaping the crazy place, and he ends up finding what the Force is really about. So then he goes to the swamp planet, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Jedi are gone." Dude, I would be a little vindictive too, because for 900 effing years, I was believing this is the right path. Just to find out, man, we were fucking wrong from the start. And then here comes Luke Skywalker.
I'm just saying the seclusion probably would have made it at least.
Well,
a
that
little
too.
bit
I mean,
nasty.
okay, let's go into Star Wars Episode 8 now. You know, okay, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Everyone's talking like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Seriously, red letters could mean that, you know, Luke Skywalker has been isolated for a very effing long time. Nothing to do but to study the Force. Man, piss him off in the wrong way. Nothing but masturbating and meditating.
That could have ended up really bad if Rey had showed up at the wrong time of day.
You know, catch him like floating in the air, masturbating and meditating at the same time.
Oh man, he's got the robot hand.
Dude, his dick would be gone. Let's face it, that fucker is like razor sharp in areas.
Would
Come
like
on.
ripped it off like a fucking hot dog.
Do you guys think that Luke is gonna die in Episode 8?
No,
He's gotta die.
I hope not. No, I hope
He's
doesn't.
pretty old. He might pull
He's
Obi-Wan and
pretty
just
old,
come back
but
as a
let's-
ghost.
I think he's
mean,
gonna
he's
die in
not
the third
Obi-Wan.
one though.
Yeah,
Huh?
I hope he dies in the third. If he dies at all, I hope he dies in the third one, because let's face it, he's no Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's far more powerful than Obi-Wan Kenobi. We all know this.
But he might also, if you think about it, he could be just, he learned everything. That's like the top priority for a Jedi, right?
That's the scary part, though. He's learned everything. He's
But
had
now-
nothing but 30 years to learn both dark and light.
Now he's gonna teach Rey, and then he's gonna go pass away, and
Yeah,
you
but
know.
you also have to keep in mind they killed Han
Okay.
I mean, him and Han Solo got
Or
that.
did they? That seems to be another hot topic of contention these days.
I mean, yeah, okay, he fell down that like weird thing, that kind of like the Emperor's kind of death kind of scene, and
just
the
from
planet
that
blew up.
recent interview, you were telling me about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they asked him, "Do you die?" And he was very cryptic about it, and he was just like, "Oh no, I gotta lock it up." And the guy hit it at, you know, is this because of the Han Solo spinoff movie? And he just said, I'm not allowed to say anything. So we don't know where that's going.
A lot of people are trying to go in like different directions, like, oh, conspiracy theory, this is gonna happen. Like,
Star Wars,
people are saying
conspiracy
Mace. No, not conspiracy, but like,
oh God, if you say Mace Windu is Snoke,
that's what a lot of people are saying. That I'm not saying
okay,
that's
Palpatine makes better sense. Vader makes sense. Mace Windu got shot out a fucking window in Coruscant.
Yeah.
Gang bang orangutan makes more sense than that.
I mean, seriously, if he did not get hit by a car while flying down, it's a miracle on itself. And I know they're not cars, but what are the fuck those
lost a hand?
things?
That's a hell of a tumble. Many cars got electrocuted by fucking Darth Sidious before going down there.
I think he's definitely dead. I don't think he is not. That's
well,
not.
I'm with Sarcastro on this one. He must have been like hit by a city bus.
Dude, another thing also, if you look in the video, episode 7, Snoke has both hands.
Yeah.
And now I know a lot of people got people from like, putting like the artificial skin on the skeleton hands or whatever. But I understand like he has both hands and they're both identical. And that is definitely not Samuel L. Jackson's black hand sitting on a throne.
No, I don't think.
I'm sorry.
I was just pointing it out towards like Han Solo still being alive. People like to make shit up, like
Well, it could happen. I mean, look at Darth Maul. Darth Maul, did he not have a similar fall? Got chopped in half, fell down a chute. I mean, it's possible in the Star Wars universe. But let's face it, Harrison Ford wanted to die at the end of which movie was it?
He wanted to be written out. I mean, he wanted to stay in the carbonite. He wanted to die there.
Yeah, I mean, so at the end of Empire Strikes Back, he wanted to be done. But here's the thing. I mean, let's say he comes back, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. Leia felt it. We saw it at the end of the movie. She felt it. Luke felt it too.
Yep.
Now Rey shows up with his daddy's lightsaber, and yeah, he felt it. Chewie's pissed. I'm pretty sure he's going to come across Kylo Ren, and he's going to try to be the Jedi Master he's supposed to be, but you just fucked with the wrong man's friends. Let's face it. Remember in New Hope, Han Solo's like, oh man, I got to go pay my debt off. Who came back at the end and saved Luke's ass from Vader and the TIE Fighter? Han Solo. Who saved Luke Skywalker on Empire Strikes Back from, freezing to death? Han Solo. There's some chemistry there, and, well, I'm pretty sure Luke Skywalker's got unfinished business, as well as the Wookiee.
Very bromantic between those two.
Yeah, dude, they're the ultimate best friends. Then it's gonna be like, hey man, you killed my best friend. Well, no, I'm gonna kill your apprentice. No, that ain't gonna fucking happen, because I could crush you like a bitch right now without using my hands, because I'm Luke fucking Skywalker.
But it is his nephew, so
at this point, I don't think he cares. Isolated on an island for 30 fucking years, all he had time to do, like I said, study the Force, meditate, and masturbate.
I could see that happening in the second movie.
He had to eat too.
But I could see that happening in the second movie, just Luke hesitating for a second, and then in the third movie, that's when he finally finishes off, if Rey doesn't do it.
I mean, maybe Rey turns dark.
She might.
If all the Force baby theories are correct, I mean, maybe she turns dark.
And maybe Finn is
we don't know
actual
what
Jedi that's coming back.
We don't know what Snoke is.
We know this. The name of the movie is The Last Jedi. Now, here was an interesting theory that's been popping around. Maybe The Last Jedi, a lot of people assuming it's maybe Luke, Rey. What if it's Snoke? What if he is a Jedi from the old Order?
I saw that one up. Someone put that up about Snoke. What if he was one of the original Jedis, the first Jedis? I mean,
Yeah, isn't that the theory that Snoke and Kylo aren't actually like Sith?
Well, no, they never claim to be. They actually
never,
say many times that they're going for, you know, a new direction.
Okay.
I mean, that would explain why Kylo doesn't have the Darth title.
Mm-hmm.
He has Kylo Ren.
That and he's a bitch.
Well, yeah, I mean, he really should never took off his helmet.
Bad move.
I mean, seriously, it was like, dude, you're a badass. I mean, they set up the badass point when he stopped that laser bolt in the fucking air.
Yeah.
Badass. It was like, oh man, this dude is legit. Takes off his helmet, acts like a little girl who got her doll stolen in fucking schoolyard and starts throwing shit around.
You know who he looks a lot like? Young Severus Snape from the Harry Potter movies.
That is so true.
It's like, man, you just can't stop being a bitch in movies, can you?
I mean, I understand what they're going for. Long black hair, kind of that dark evil look. But let's face it, he's no Viking. And
you know what actually surprised me? He's an actual Marine. Like, he was in the Marine Corps.
Well, that doesn't say
I
anything.
mean, as his character in the Star Wars movie, he's definitely a bitch. But the character, they chose a right person for, like, being a badass.
Okay.
So, what did he do in the Marine Corps? I mean, there's some weird jobs in the Marine Corps, too. I'm not cutting on him.
No, he went overseas, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, then he's a legit Marine. I'm not taking that from him as an actual person.
Yeah.
Star Wars character-wise, should have never took off the helmet.
He shouldn't have worn a helmet.
Now, I don't want a Marine recon unit to come to my door and fucking assassinate me or anything like that. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna thank the captain here just for a moment, just because, like, who knows? Like, we meet him at a convention or something, and I might have called him a little bitch, and the next thing you know, he's punching me in my head until I poop my pants.
I don't think he's that big of a guy, to be honest. I mean,
he's actually pretty tall.
He's not that big of a guy, though. I mean, maybe he could fight and maybe all that. In real life, I mean, he was a Marine. He had the training. But I'm saying, in the Star Wars universe, he should have never took off the helmet. He threw a little woman's temper tantrum in his office. I mean, how about this one? There was something I saw on YouTube where, like, Snoke can use this ability to, like, communicate through objects and shit. What if Snoke's fucking with him the whole time and he actually thinks it's, his granddaddy talking to him, but it's actually Snoke? How fucked up would that be? You got this, like, burnt up fucking helmet of Vader sitting there. You're just like, oh man, I just want to be so much like you, granddad. And then Snoke's like, you're a little bitch, Kylo. I mean, let's face it. Rey, she obviously had to have training at some point. And I mean, she understands Wookiee, she understands the binary language of the droids. She knows how to pretty much rip apart anything and fly anything. I mean, there's characteristics there that fall back to Anakin, Luke Skywalker, all that crap. Now, I'm not saying she's related to them. Don't really care about that. But the point being, all of a sudden, something hits her, she whoops Kylo's ass. Done, set, finished. Oh, we gotta return to your training. No shit, he needs more training. He's not that badass.
Well, another thing is, I mean, it's a hologram. It can project whatever the hell Snoke wants.
True.
He could be a fucking Muppet. Or it could be the ultimate swerve, and episode 3 comes out, boom, Jar Jar Binks.
Ultimate Sith Lord.
I've been playing this whole fucking thing since the word fucking go. I think we can all agree that's exactly where it was going with the prequel trilogy. And George Lucas got cold fucking feet.
Maybe.
There's a lot of shit.
I mean, Jar Jar was meant to be like the comedic relief in the first episode, and it seemed like he had some sort of things going for him. I just think that I don't know, he had some things going for him, but they were scared to take away the comedic relief to kind of get the kids to watch the movie. What
comedic relief? I believe he is universally hated.
I mean, as a kid, I liked him because I watched the movie when I was pretty young. I like the kid when I watched it I liked him as a kid, so that's what I think he was aimed.
You liked him as a kid, goddamn. I've lost a little bit of respect for you right now. You got it back when you warned me Kylo Ren is an actual Marine, because I really don't want to be punched until my poop is full of teeth. But then you said you liked Jar Jar Binks as a kid. How old was I when the hell did episode 1 come out? That was like what?
Dude, we would have been in middle school.
Good God.
Yeah.
I'm old as shit.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Captain Colonel, you didn't have to pull your dick out and put it on the table, alright?
No comment.
Let's see, episode 1.
Okay, what year did that come out in?
Came out in 1999.
Yeah, middle school, high school.
That was like last year in middle school.
I was 1999. 6 years old? 5, 6 years old?
Yeah, so you would have enjoyed the gayness that Jar Jar Binks brought to the cinematic pictures.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe I guess we were just a little bit older and knew bullshit when it looked us in the face.
So seriously, we grew up with the original Star Wars trilogy. That was like, oh man, the ultimate good versus evil. Good overcomes evil. And then you throw in Jar Jar Binks, who is the ultimate mastermind. Fuck off everything. He's a Why did they put that sorry son of a bitch in there? It's just horrible.
Well, on that note, I would say we should wrap it up. It's
Well-
been about 55 minutes.
We got a few more minutes left for the hour. It's time to open it up to a lightning round question.
Are we
Each
doing
one
that?
of us will answer in turn. The question tonight is, you're on a date with a female predator. How do you seduce her? You gotta get in them predator pants. So Castro, go.
Tranquilizer dart.
Metal bikini. I'm going there.
Well, first off, take her out to a fancy restaurant. I want, I'm a classy gentleman.
Dude, she's got a big head. She doesn't care about that.
You know what? And I'm not going to judge on appearance. First off, I'm going to show up late. That's how she knows she doesn't run me. When I get there, I will pee all over the table. That is how I assert my dominance.
Until she blows your pecker off with her crazy, like, little shoulder laser thing.
It's a fancy restaurant. You have to check that at the door. Everybody knows that.
Seriously,
That's
they're
the
going to
dumbest thing
check
I've
her?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, going with it. Buying it.
Then I'm going to order the lobster. And I will eat the whole thing. That is shell and all. That is how she knows I'm hardcore.
Is it expensive lobster or cheap lobster?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference.
It's cheap lobster.
Okay, then she's
Mostly
think you're
because,
like a slight
lobster's
badass.
expensive, and, it tastes disgusting anyway. It's a fucking sea bug. I don't know why people eat that shit.
A sea bug.
Yes. Then, to prove my manliness, I will play the bongos on her titties.
Does she have titties? Do female predators have titties?
Yes. Yes, they do. In the comic book where the Darkness and Witcher actually crossed over with the Predator universe, there was a female predator, and yes, she had breasts.
Huh. Did not know that.
I would play the bongos on them. That would be my mating call.
God forbid you ever cheat on her.
Well, I'm not looking to form a relationship.
Oh, no.
Sounds like he's trying to take her out to dinner.
It sounds like, man, she's going to be hooked in.
Hey, judge me if you like. I'm a classy gentleman.
She's
I
gonna
wear
be hooked
many
in.
fine masks.
El Diablo there is going to go, like, to work, and some person's going to flirt with him, and all of a sudden you're going to see, like, the 3 little dots on that bitch's forehead, and boom, gone. Shit. This has gone too far. That's your fault.
Or he could use it to his advantage.
I'm just saying.
He could use it to his advantage and just, start flirting with the ugly customers and just blow them up.
3 keys to success
Train
with a
them right.
date with a female predator. Pee on the table. Eat the lobster whole, shell and all. You need to show how hardcore you are. Play the bongos on the titties. That's how you do it.
Okay, well, you can bypass all that with a tranquilizer dart.
You're more to the point than I am. What can I say?
Okay, I say you win because of your answer. You get a second, I'm just gonna die. Looking like a bitch.
Well, wearing a metal bikini.
Exactly.
And that's all the time we have. If you have a question out there, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe if you are so inclined, and we will see you on the next episode.
And send us some art so we can use it instead of this stupid white background.
Yeah, we ain't got much of shit in that department. Help us out, bros.
We're starting. Bye.
Have a good one.